Today's lesson is going to be about reducing radicals that are not square roots. It's very similar to the square roots. The difference is, notice this little symbol right out here. It's a square root. It's a cube root, which means I need three numbers that are the exact same instead of two numbers that are the exact same. So if I look at this here, I need a cube root of 24. So what I do is I do the exact same thing. I start by breaking down 24. So 6 times 4. Then I start breaking that down, and I look the cube root of 6 is 2 times 3. 4 is 2 times 2. And then what I'm looking for is a pair. Notice I have a pair, or it's not a pair, but 3 2's. One of these 2's comes out. The other 2 get crossed off. So this would be 2 and the cube root of 3. And this would be your final answer. This one over here, the cube root, or the fourth root of 32. This means I need 4 numbers that are the exact same. So I start by breaking it down. Oops, that's a 4 there. So I start by breaking it down. 8 times 4. And then I would need the fourth root of 8, which is 2 times 2 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2. Notice I have 4 2's. One of them comes out. The other 3 get crossed off. So this becomes 2, the fourth root of 2. And this would be your final answer. Notice it's the exact same process that you do with square roots. It's just now it takes 4 numbers that are the exact same, or 3 numbers. On this one, it would be 4 numbers on part C. So I take this, I have the fourth root. I'm going to take 64 and break it up as 8 times 8. And x to the fifth becomes x, 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 and x. 5 of them. Well, I don't have, these 8's aren't paired up in 4's, grouped up in 4's, so I do 2 times 2 times 2. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. And then I have 5. So what I can do here is I can go ahead and circle these so I have room to work. One of those jumps out. The other 3 get crossed off, which means there's going to be 1 left inside, 1 outside. Then I have a 4 2's here. One of those is going to come out. One of those gets crossed off, or all of the rest get crossed off. So I'm going to have a 2x on the outside, and I have the fourth root. 2 times 2 is 4, with an x on the inside, and this right here would be your final reduced answer. Okay. This one here, the fourth root of 81 over 16, what you do there is you break down the top and the bottom separately. 81 is 9 times 9. 16 is 4 times 4. Well, then you can break those down. 9 is 3 times 3. 4 is 2 times 2. And then you have a pair, you have a group of 4 on the top. You have a group of 4 on the bottom. 1 comes out, 1 gets crossed off. And you just get 3 halves. Everything else gets crossed off. There's no square root left, so there's no reason to write it. So it'd just be 3 over 2. Then if I have the fifth root of 8 and the fifth root of 8, well, you can break 8 down. It's 2 times 2 times 2. There's only 3 of them. This one, there's 3 of them. But it's multiplication, so you can write it as the fifth root of 8 times 8, which becomes the fifth root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So there's an 8, there's an 8. I need 5 of those. 1 jumps out, 2, or 4 get crossed off, so it becomes 2, the fifth root of 2. And that would be your final answer. Then the next part is addition and subtraction. Just like with radicals, we have to get the radicals to be the same, which in this case they're not. So what we do is we break it down. We have 5, and then the cube root of 16, which is 4 times 4. Then we get 5. The cube root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's the 4's. A pair of 3's, or a pair of 2's, excuse me, not a pair, group. So that becomes 10 radical 3 over 2. The square root of 2, the cube root of 2 here doesn't break down, and you get the cube root of 2. Now we can combine those, and we get negative cube root of 2. 10 minus 11 is 1. You can put the negative 1 there, but you don't need it. This would be the best answer possible. So then if you do B, same process. Take the 81, Start breaking it down. 81 is the same thing as 9 squared. So 9 times 9, there's not a group of 3 yet. So you break it down. 9 is 3 times 3. 9 is 3 times 3. And then you'd have minus 4 cube root of 3, because the 3 here doesn't break down. I need 3 3's. 1 jumps out. The other 2 get crossed off, so it gets 9 cube root of 3 minus 4 cube root of 3. 9 minus 4 is 5. 5 cube roots of 3 would be your final answer.